tied up. ClanBase 26. EuroCup qualifier, Gentleman Club versus District 9. Your call, Vor, who's going to win?
Oh, I always underestimate D9 on this map, but I'm going to say Gentleman Club.
Yeah, Cruz getting that first yellow armor, and Rocket Launcher looks like they missed out on the upper yellow and lightning gun position. Rushed through that basement area by the Mega. Of course, that was already taken by the And Cruz has kind of just failed the jump to the teleport, so he's just given up and just stood around. Interesting. Going for this second red though, a couple of seconds to go, and this looks like both teams are going to try and rush and grab that one. In fact, Twister comes out on top. He's actually remained most of his health. It's an early quad. Of course, we don't know the first time that initial spawn, and Freeman has it in his hands. Shotgun and rail he can work with. No armor. Got to be cautious on this route. Catches Centinela first frag with the quad. That will be on in a second. There's Kane up the spawn. He hitting a pummel there. There's the red armor picked by Freeman. Gets a third frag on this run. Might get a fourth. Doesn't. Kane gets the machine gun kill in. And that is the quad eliminated. And now we're just going to the general map. Like, Kane is ridiculously laggy. It's a horrible viewpoint. So thank God we get flipped off that straight away. And we're going to viewpoint of Tyner. Well, it's just going to be lots of aggression around this red armor area.
Yeah,
teams.
you can already see though that D9, they are sticking to that lightning gun yellow rune. They're not committing too much to taking the red, because I just don't really think they got the pings to be able to fight that sort of battle. That constant machine gun battle is just, it's not going to work well for them.
Yeah, following Nons at the moment, he's working around this red armor area. They've got two players moving in now, D9. They don't have any weapons. Now, if they do have control of the lightning gun yellow, oh my god, is he going to get, what, 3 kills out of that before he escapes with that red armor? That didn't work out very productively for D9 moving in there. Looks like they've lost out on the lightning gun yellow as well, so that small passage of play there for D9 did not go too well at all. I have to say, I was really surprised by their map selection. I mean, choosing
seen them pick this map before. It's not the first time, and yeah, as you say, it is surprising that they picked this, because it's just, I don't think it's suited to high ping at all.
No, it's a very fast-paced map, lots of aggression as we've seen around this red armor area already. 10 seconds until the quad. We should see both teams trying to set that up now. Nons is in a good position with the rocket launcher already. Does have a teammate in support with the railgun. All 3 D9 players rushing through that same doorway then, and they actually do take over the quad. It's going to be up in 1 second. They do have control. Who's going to grab it though? There's a bit of a debate about who actually wants it. Centinela, he drops off, almost caught out by Twister. Maybe if Twister got a pummel out there, he would have done a bit more damage. 15 seconds till this red. If he waits around here, he's not going to get too stacked with the armor. Has to wait for a long time. I mean, he could have cut out, got lucky in a couple of kills. He's got to be cautious of the railer right there. Does take out Twister, long range shotgun, almost catches out. He does take out Freeman. That's a good rail frag, and a second rail in a row. They get the second impressive of the map with 40% rail. That was a decent quad run in the end. Yeah,
it was good, but I kind of feel that some of the frags he made, they were a bit too easy. I think Gentleman's Club maybe almost underestimated what he would be able to do with that power-up run.
Let's switch around to Kane. In fact, he's just waiting on a weapon, but he does have 67 armor here. Centinela already given away his weapons to a teammate. Moving out to the midfield. There's a lightning gun and a red armor for Kane as well. Oh, but he's got mauled badly by the entire team of Gentleman Club, moving out to that midfield area, rushing him. And it looks like Gentleman Club pretty happy to sit inside this yellow, take control of that. In fact, Nons has backed off to that area now, and maybe it's going to be a bit more of a stalemate coming up as the way we see them move out.
Well, yeah, because you can't sit in that lightning gun room for too long, otherwise, you know, your opponent gets too good of a grip of the rest of the map. But you know, they're keeping up the aggression. You can see them now back in this red armor area.
Yeah, I was worried for a second there they were going to sit back, but didn't want to wait around. Nons obviously had a time on that rail.
And I definitely think sitting back would only play into D9's hands. You know, they don't want the game to be at the absolute fastest pace. I'd go so far as to say as they actually need the game at a slightly slower pace.
Yeah, as you say, I mean, high ping's not really suited to a really fast-paced game. It's set to a really controlled, tactical game, which is what we see them traditionally be very strong at. 2 good rails down Freeman, who was obviously stacked. But is it going to be too late for D9 to move in? No, it looks like they might get control of this. Shackle going to grab this quad, only 14 health. He's railed instantly by Nons. So that's another quad eliminated pretty rapidly. Can't get full advantage of that. Gentleman Club remain in the lead. 8 frags margin, which is nothing, as we just reached the first quarter of this first round.
Yeah, they may not have come away with that quad, but the important thing is at least they got it, because it did look for a moment like Gentleman Club had a good lock on the quad area, but that good push from Sentinel with his lightning gun, you know, quickly changed things. It's important that D9 do that.
One's in a very dangerous threatening position there, just railing out across the midfield. Kane getting a frag, switch away from him though, switch onto Krus, who's just picked up that red armor. He does have a rail gun in hand. He's hitting 58% rail there, he misses those couple of shots. So 29% LG, not too bad. You want to be in the 30s ideally at this level. Good railgun shot there, 5. Impressive to him, and the rail work around this area is vitally important for any team on this map.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so many teams have such good raiders these days, you can't really allow the rail to go uncontested. You have to keep the pressure up on it.
Wow. That's a really good counter by Nons. I mean, there's a decent rail in, getting the rail shot. But Nons coming out there with the counter, the plasma. Nons has been the guy we seem to have been following quite a lot in this match.
Well, he's been picking up a lot of kills. He's picked up 20 already, so he is top of the kills chart. And damage.
Just takes him over. There's going to be the upping early 5 seconds. That leads pretty nicely to yellow armor before the quad. It's going to be the last one before quad. He does want to try and protect that. Maybe get a lightning gun, get a few shards. Maybe the health. Don't stand in that position though. He's going to take quite a bit of damage if he does. Got to be cautious on these doorways, and taking too much damage before this quad is going to be nowhere near. We're going to switch around to maybe someone at the quad. Here it is Freeman. We're in his eyes. Oh, takes a bit of a rock. He's still 60 health though. Decides to drop off. Doesn't get caught out though. Took a fair chunk of machine gun damage, around 30. And now this 25 will do him fine. I mean, it's going to move into this yellow room. It is secure already. Ideally, he could do with a bit of armor or something, because he's in a very vulnerable position. But it looks like the red is going to be up in a second. Oh my god, caught out by the splash rocket of Krus, who manages to blow himself up soon after.
Just going back to before that quad, where we saw Sentinel stacking up in the lightning gun room, that was amazing play by Ty, just to keep Sentinel from being unable to come round to the quad. I mean, that was vital. I mean, Sentinel was the guy with the armor, with the weapons, and he was not able to reach the quad at all.
Yeah, it's really moments like that you don't appreciate until you look at the outcome of it. At the end, you really got to understand the whole strategy of the game, and he just pinned him down in a choke point and just locked them out from getting to the other side of the map. It is a difficult run as well to the quad from the yellow armor area, and you have to leave early. You have to leave there with time. So we're falling tight at the moment. Let's have a look at the scoreboard while he's doing nothing. Pretty even on the yellows. 12-6 though in favour of reds for Gentleman Club, which is something you perhaps wouldn't expect by the positions we've seen D9 in. I mean, double the reds. D9 have not had control of this yellow LG.
No, and I said before, I thought it was going to be key for them to be able to keep this room locked down, and you know, Gentleman Club aren't allowing that at all. It's going to be very difficult for D9
as well. The only thing, 2 quads each, 10 seconds advantage to Gentleman Club, and you've got to say that kind of reflects that in the score just ever so slightly, but it still kind of emphasises how much this is going to be down to the quads by the massive amount of extra items, and yet the score difference isn't really that big.
No, it's not yet. So D9 is certainly not out of this. And they pushed into this quad nicely.
Could be their quad. They need a stack player ideally, though Kane's going to grab that one, drop straight down. He knows red armor's up soon, presumably, as he rushes around. No, he's just going aggressive in a really dangerous way, but only 5 health. This 100 armor won't really help him too much.
No, it can only take like 4 or 5 machine gun putters still.
Looking for the health of 50's not up the 50. Second 50, he's going to have
even
150
more
armor. I mean, that's lovely. They do want that, but it's really useless when you've got 5 health. It's got to be so careful. And now, I mean, he hasn't even got quad, but at least he's not a glowing target. There is the 50, and he's in a decent position now to do some damage. Oh, point blank range. Sharpshooter rail from Nons there. And still, even despite the armor, I mean, not much health. Freeman does manage to eliminate him. Armor is always an advantage, and it helps you out, but you really do need health all the times. Obviously, health is what you're made of as such.
Yeah, and armor never lasts as long as you expect it to either, so, you know, you really do have to make good use of it while you have it. You can't, you know, be passive with it as such and think it's going to keep you alive for ages and ages on a map like this.
No. On a map like this, I mean, it's a little bit different to what we were discussing earlier about surviving out with armor counts. This map is more, you have to use it more.
Yeah, because there is limited health on this map, and it's always needed because there's so much action. People are always picking up the health, so it's difficult to keep yourself alive. But you know, if you have the armor, you've certainly got the capability of being able to put out a lot of damage before you die.
Catching his opponent up in the air. Gentleman Club have hit a century scoreline, and they're on for about just under 200 frags at the moment as we've just crossed over halfway. 15 seconds before the quad, the switch round. We'll follow Ty actually, because 5 seconds to go until this yellow armor. He might be able to get this and rush, or he might just rush to the quad. Decides not to wait. This is actually good timing, really. If he just gets really aggressive in here, he could time it well. And there he has. They've won over the quad. There's Freeman. Drops off the lightning gun to him, but Freeman already had a lightning gun first frag. Off the bat straight away. He's looking for that gain frag. Instead of the exiting player from the teleport to Centineo is his third. Red armor up in a second, and fourth impressive there on Cruz. This is an excellent position he's taken up. Choke point. Oh, runs right into that rocket from Cruz though. Puts an end to that quad run, but that is a great position to take up with the quad when your team is doing the work on the upper ground.
Yeah, it was a nice quad run as well, and were it not for that rocket hitting him, he could have picked up another 2 or 3 kills, and it would have been a pretty decent quad run. It would have been 6 or 7 frags. Across
10 impressives here, some excellent railing from that upper level. We've seen top players utilise that position plenty of times. It's a pretty safe position to back off effectively.
Yeah, no spawns to worry about.
Behind you as such, yeah. There is one right by you on the bridge, but it never tends to be too much of an issue. 20 frags is the margin exactly. Oh wow, nice little pummel there, Centineo. So
gave away the red again though.
How are D9 going to have to change their game for? I mean, 20 frags behind is not a massive amount to suggest that there's anything dreadfully wrong with their game, but at the same time they are behind.
Well, I don't know, I mean, I said before, I really think they need the lightning gun room. They haven't had it enough so far. It would be good if they could win that over, but you know, at the same time, they can't do anything too drastically different because they are still in this game, and you know, they can't afford yet to try something, have it fail, and then fall, say, 40, 50 frags behind. You know, a good quad run could turn this game round for them, as things are.
Cruz now has 13 impressives. He's really pulling out the rail shots now. He needs his team to support that kind of rail work. But it also needs to be in the right area. I mean, yeah, okay, it's great to be dealing out a lot of damage with rail across the map. You need it inside the key locations. They switch round quad area. Twister picks it. He's only got 23 health. Shotgun down instantly by Cruz, and they needed to get that frag. They can't start falling any more frags behind. About 20 at the moment. Freeman, highest damage output on the server at the moment. Railgun in hand, 6th impressive. It's another good rail there. Looks like D9 are in position on that upper yellow. We'll have to see how Gentleman Club decide to counter that, whether they're just going to rush it back straight away. Traditional tactics on this map. Nice rail there for his 7th impressive. 65% rail for Freeman. 36% lightning gun as well. And look, they have rushed it back. They've overtaken the room again. And this is such a key location to control. There's no spawn points inside that yellow armor room. There's a yellow armor, a stack of shards as well, access to the mega health and a lightning gun. A couple of health bubbles around the area as well, so it's a very good position to hold. It also controls a through point to the upper and lower levels. That's why it's such a key location to hold. As long as you avoid getting trapped inside that room, stuck and not able to move out. Going in and Freeman there from Centineo.
Yeah, there's really not much pressure in this room at the moment from D9. I mean, they're kind of just dying around it, but without really accomplishing anything.
This is a really good run for Freeman at the moment. Picks up that next mega as well. Upper yellow is up. He might want to grab this one and just make his way to the quad. That's what I'd be thinking about. For the shards as well. You can pick up a couple of easy frags here. Look at that. This is all too easy for Freeman at the moment, and his damage output 7.7k damage, by far the highest on the server. He's having a very good game indeed, and he's made his way to the quad with 8 seconds to spare. He could secure this on his own. Oh, that's a brilliant rocket play. Look at that. 2 easy frags. 6-8 bow in behind. Shackle with the shotgun. Saves the day on the quad. He is eliminated instantly. But wow. I feel like that was an important grab to stop him falling any further behind.
Yeah, it keeps them just slightly still in this game. I mean, it's still a long way back, but 27 frags of difference at the moment. Could have been a lot worse with the quad run.
We've seen those kind of comebacks before on this map. You can get a massive amount of frags in a very short period of time. For me, though, I mean, Nons is doing an amazing job. I've seen every time he seems to be in the key positions, really pressuring that red, he's timing the rail excellently. Always has a weapon, which is just having a great game as well, surviving out. D9 players, I mean, a lot of the time you've just seen them with shotguns. They don't really have the effective weapons. And that's lovely from Shackle. Across there. Not too effective indeed. Twister minus 33 net at the moment. Interesting play going on with him. Maybe.
Yeah, I haven't really seen his point of view, but I'm guessing he's been maybe just attacking the red over and over again. That's the sort of score you can end up with when it comes to playing that role.
He has grabbed himself a rail. Let's have a look at some of his stats. 44 rail. Third impressive there. Now really pulls up that level. So it seems like probably the first time he's really got hold of a good railgun position with a rail. So it's usually what you see. Pretty unfortunate to frag his own teammate. That good rocket play though. In the end, good catch out. Cross here, yeah. It's a really excellent play from Twister. In fact, he does drop the rail. Pretty bad drop.
Well, it hasn't been punished, but yeah, dangerous place to drop the rail. You know, hit the quad. They can then use it to defend quad, but not this time.
There you go. Freeman secures out the quad. Unfortunately with that rail. Yeah. Probably should have bloody hit one plasma bolt to finish off the machine gun easily. Second impressive though. 3 frags on the squad run. Has enough to survive and move around the map fairly freely, although you've got to be careful in this open area to machine gun spam. Takes out Shackle, who missed his rail shot. Hit the ball right by. 40 frag margin now though, looks pretty comfortable at this rate.
Yeah, I really don't think there's any danger of them losing this lead. I mean, it is possible, but not with the way D9 are playing, unfortunately.
Yeah. Final quad.
I mean, it's been the same, I think, pretty much for 90% of the game. There's simply no real pressure on Gentleman Club in the Lightning Gun Yellow Room, and when you allow a team just free reign over those 2 items, they can just so easily push out, make use of them to win the red, the rail, and you're really not left with many options.
Very nice play from Gentleman Club. Let's see what happens in the second map. This is just a nice map pick, so it's not looking too good for them at the moment. Triple place though, we have seen D9 perform effectively on that map in the past, and a map that ironically I would think would suit their style of play a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I always think this is a strange pick, and it's not the first time we've seen them pick this, but I really can't understand why.
I mean, I've seen some of their play in Spain, for example, and on Spanish servers, essentially they're aim beasts that just run around annihilating the server, but that's when you've got low ping, and that isn't necessarily against the best players in Europe, so, you know, these things sometimes you just make tactical choices based on the wrong situations, maybe, to compare them to. There is the final quad of the map in Freeman's hands, and they've... Well, how are they doing on the quads?
Well, it's not actually been dominant for one team or the other. This is their 6th quad, and it's going to give them close to 2 minutes quad time when it runs its course.
Wow,
but
this.
Oh yeah, this is a great run.
6 frags, lightning gun in hand. All the spawns by him, he's going to pick up so
They're
many
just
frags.
running
8
to
frags,
him.
9! Oh my god, a 9 frag quad run.
It was impressive, but what were D9 thinking there? They were just running at him over and over again.
Yeah, I think they were getting pretty unfortunate spawns as well. His teammates doing an excellent job, but either way, he got a 9 frag quad run.
Yeah. Highest we've seen in a new season so far.
Yeah.
Will take a lot to beat it as well. I mean, 9 frags is a lot.
That is something difficult to repeat. I'll tell you that. I talked about at the start of the map, I said we've seen, you know, 9 frag quad runs. Well, there's one, but I mean, it's pretty rare. Because generally teams try and get out of the way of them before they
Yeah, generally they don't actually come seeking you while you've got the quad, but not on this occasion.
Well, there's a minute advantage there on the quads, so I mean, your prediction beforehand about the quads maybe does hold true. In fact, 4 quads went to Freeman, and he had a net of plus 48, 10k damage, 10.7k damage for him.